A production team that's very supportive of Bernie Sanders' campaign has released an ad supporting him, and it's quite a doozy. It was produced by an organization known as Human, and I think the messaging is clear. I think that it was produced very beautifully. Take a quick look and judge for yourself.
Our job is not to divide. Our job is to bring people together. If we do not allow them to divide us up by race, by sexual orientation, by gender, by not allowing them to divide us up by whether or not we were born in America or whether we're immigrants, when we stand together as white, black, and Hispanic, and gay, and straight, and woman, and man, when we stand together and demand that this country works for all of us rather than the few, we will transform America, and that is what this campaign is about. It's bringing people together.
That was, I don't know, it's like a tearjerker because we have been so lost in this war against one another in the same class, dealing with the same struggles instead of focusing on the system that's keeping us down. And watching that ad just reminded me, like, love your fellow man, right? Just work together for a common good. We're so separated, and watching that just made me feel good knowing that there are people out there who understand what the struggle is and how we can solve it.
Now, on a political level, I watched that ad and thought, oh boy, Hillary Clinton's in a lot of trouble. There are not outside groups other than Super PACs making inspiring videos and ads for Hillary Clinton. She's in the same exact situation she was in 2008. You've got an inspirational candidate versus her, and now she's been boxed into a corner where she's saying, no, we can't have any of that. Like, yeah, I mean, we can try for a little bit of change, but we have to be pragmatic. You can't be so idealistic. We can't actually try to bring everybody together. We'll just bring a couple of people together. Right?
Yeah.
And so, now to be fair to her, she's totally in favor of all the races and LGBT rights and all that stuff. But in terms of actually doing something about the problems that we all face, she's an incrementalist by her own admission. She says we can't try to do all that stuff. We can only try to do a little bit of it. And that is not an inspiring place to be or a very smart place to be in a primary fight on the Democratic side. And unlike Barack Obama, Bernie Sanders has a 40-year history of evidence that he is a total progressive who's not just talking about these issues, but has acted on these issues.
Even if you don't support Bernie Sanders, even if you're not a Democrat or liberal, right, you have to at least give him credit for how masterfully he handled this campaign so far. Because think about it, he has gone out of his way to avoid attacking Hillary Clinton in a classless way, right? You see that a lot when it comes to presidential campaigns. And at the same time, he very successfully passed along the message that she profits handsomely from corporations and from the banks, from Wall Street. And now every time she has a fundraiser or every time she gets funded by one of those corporations, she gets called out on it. And it hurts her every single time. He didn't need to attack below the belt.
Yeah, now, as I told you in the first hour, he raised $6.4 million from just a minute, 15 seconds of his victory speech in New Hampshire where he said, now let's do a fundraiser. Okay, go to BernieSanders.com and give money. Average donation was $34, but raised $6.4 million anyway. He outraised Hillary Clinton by $5 million in January. He's now raising more money than her, and if she goes to raise money from her usual suspects, the banks, the drug companies, she seems like she's guilty of exactly what Bernie Sanders is saying. If she doesn't, then she doesn't have any money. Yes. Damned if she does, damned if she doesn't. She got painted in that corner. I mean, if Bernie Sanders was a military tactician, you'd call him Colonel Sanders.
So cheesy. Cheesiest man alive.